All right, hi everybody. This is the video for the home connection called multiplication connections. I'm hoping it will get a little bit less blurry there. I hope that helps. I will walk you through most of the problems on here so that if you're having trouble understanding what to do, this should help you get through the home connection. First of all, make sure your name and number are on the paper, and then we'll get started. Right here, they've got an example right away. It says to multiply a number by 5, Marissa first multiplies by 10 and then finds half the product. So it asks then write an expression with parentheses to show how Marissa would solve 24 times 5. And as we talked about in class, an expression doesn't have an answer or a product. It just is what she's doing. It expresses what she's thinking in her head. And then the example also shows what is 24 times 5, using this to help get the answer. Okay, so when it asks for an expression, you do not need to solve, but you will solve when it asks what is the answer. All right, so let's move on to number 1. To multiply a number by 12, Carter likes to multiply the number by 10 and then multiply it by 2 and add the products. Here's a picture of his thinking. Write an expression with parentheses to show how Carter would solve 12 times 16. So what he's doing is he's taking this 12 and turning it into a 10 and a 2. So that's what we need to show in our parentheses in our expression. So he's multiplying 10 times 16, and that's in parentheses, and then he's adding 2 times 16. Okay, that's us writing an expression. We don't need to solve it yet. Okay, now B though does say, what is 12 times 16? So now we have to solve, and we can use Carter's strategy and multiply 10 times 16, which is 160, and 2 times 16, which is 32. And if we add those together now, we get 192, and that's our answer. You see how Carter's strategy can help us do these big multiplication problems. So let's look at number 2 then. To multiply a number by 99, Sophia likes to multiply by 100 and then subtract one group of the factor. Here is a picture of her thinking. So 100 times 8 gets her a nice number that's easy to figure out, because when we multiply by 100, we just add those two zeros at the end of our other factor. And then take away 1/8 because she's actually trying to find 99. So here's our expression, okay? Write an expression with parentheses to show how Sophia would solve 8 times 99. Well, first, she multiplies 8 times 100. We're going to put that in parentheses. And then she takes away, and you can write this two different ways. You can write 8 times 1 here, or you could write 8. Either one of those is just fine in that space. So now what is 8 times 99? Well, 8 times 100 is 800. And then I have to take away 8. And if you can't do it in your head, you can write it out like this. That's fine. 0 minus 8, I can't do that. So I need to borrow. Well, I can't borrow from here, so I got to borrow from here. 7, this becomes 10. Then I borrow again, and this becomes 10. 10 minus 8 is 2. 9, 7. The answer is 792. Okay, let's go ahead and look at the back. Number 3, fill in the dimensions of this box. All that means is how many across, how many back, how many up. Okay, and you can do those in any order. There's no right or wrong order. So I'm just going to go across, back, up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 across. 1, 2, 3 back. 1, 2, 3 up. That's how you do that one. All right, solve the following problems. Now, what I want you to notice as we're working through this is that they're making these relate to each other to help us. So 2 times 13 we should be able to do. It's 13 plus 13. which is 26. Now, what do you notice about 4 times 13? You should have thought in your head, it's the double of this, of 2 times 13. So in order to figure that out, if I can't just do it in my head, I can write 26 plus 26, and that's 52. Okay, oh, my blurriness. Okay, then 8 times 13. What do you notice about this one? Okay, hopefully you said it's a double of this one. So I just need to double 52. That I can do in my head if I use that strategy of taking away the 2. 50 plus 50 is 100, and 2 plus 2 is 4. So 104. Okay, so those ones were all related. Let's see how these are related. 10 times 28. Well, again, when we multiply by 10, we just add a 0, so 280. 28 times 5, how is that related to the one before it? Well, 5 is half of 10, so our answer is going to be half of this answer. Half of 28 is 14, and then I have my 0 that's in the ones place. 28 times 15, how can I use my earlier stuff to help me with that one? Well, 15 is 10 plus 5, so the answer is going to be these two answers put together. Again, if I don't know how to do that in my head, I can write my work down here, and my answer is 420. Now look at this one, 13 times something is 52. Do I see those numbers anywhere else over here? I sure do, right here, 13 and 52. Well, 4 is the number that's missing. Okay, so always when you're working on these problems, look and see, is it related to something else that they're showing me? Number 5, find the products. 2 times 5 times 8. Well, 2 times 5 is 10, times 8 is 80. B, 2 times 8 times 5. Well, 2 times 8 is 16, times 5, well, I'm going to do it times 10, which is 160, and then divide it in half, which is 80. Okay, or however you would have figured that out. 5 times 8 times 2. 5 times 8 is 40, times 2 is 80. Number 6 says, which of the problems in item 5 is the easiest for you to solve? In other words, in which order would you prefer to multiply the 3 factors, and why? Because remember, when we multiply, if it's all multiplication, we can do it in any order. And that's what it's helping you to remember. So you answer that yourself. I'm going to guess, for me anyway, B would not be my favorite because that took us the longest. So you tell us which one's your favorite. Pause the video and finish that. All right, now number 7, find the products again. 6 times 7 times 10. Now, if I don't know 6 times 7, I can use my multiplication table. But 6 times 7 is 42. Times 10, we just add the 0 to 42. Okay, 6 times 10 times 7. Well, 6 times 10 is 60. Now 60 times 7, well, good thing I know that this is related. These are the same because that's hard for me to think of. But maybe it's not as hard for you. 7 times 10 times 6. Again, 7 times 10 is 70, times 6 is going to be 420. But number 8 is the same question as we had up here. Which one of these was easiest for you to solve and why? You can turn off the video now and answer that yourself. Thanks for watching. I hope it was helpful.